Morning guys, happy Monday to you. I'm going to start out this week. We're going to start out with the new project, the train body. We are going to be looking at this part right here. These are the two separate views we are going to be making it from. This video is expressly created for the use with Autodesk Inventor 2018. If you're using Fusion or Onshape, please switch to that video now. I've already got Inventor open up. I can close out my home view and I can start with a new. Alright. Standard IPT. It's been running a little slow today, guys. I apologize if this takes longer than normal. Okay. Looking at this view here, it'd be nice if you could pull this up on your phone, or you could print this out. It's available on a PDF, Microsoft Word document, Google's Doc, and just picture slideshow on the Haiku page that's labeled Miniature Train Files. I'm going to walk you right through it so you can, if you're split screening while you're working, or you're working with two monitors, however it is that you're working, you can either follow right along with me, or you can have this up, watch how I do it, and then go back to do it yourself. When we look at this, we can see that the overall length of this is 5.5 inches. When I look at the back side of it, I don't know how tall the total height is, but it tells me that this radius here at the top is 2.35 inches, and that the center point for this radius is 3/8 of an inch, or 0.375 away from the bottom. Okay, so I know it's less than 3 inches. So I'm going to start by creating a solid rectangular block. Okay. As soon as it opens up here, Inventor has just been running terrible on my computer. I can't express the disappointment I'm having with it. Okay. And because I'm having issues with it, before I even start doing anything, I'm going to save it so that I hopefully don't lose it. Come on. Alright, go to File, Save As. Let's save it on my desktop. You can save wherever you're saving things to. Train Body. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is a 2D sketch. And I'm going to start on the front plane, or the XY plane. Come up to the tool ribbon and grab a 2-point rectangle. I'm going to click on the horizontal line, and I'm going to give it a length. Since we know the width of the train from the front view is 5.5. I'm going to make that 5.5 inches. Hit Tab on the keyboard, and I'm going to make the height 3 inches. Hit Enter on the keyboard. And I'm going to click on my home And then I'm going to finish, click Finish Sketch. Come up to the tool ribbon and click Extrude. Now, looking back at my train body, I see the total width is 2 inches. So I'm going to make sure this extrusion is 2 inches. Hit Enter on the keyboard, and I am done with my initial block. The next thing I'm going to do is to give it that L shape. And in order to do that, I'm going to put a new sketch on the side of this cube. So I'm going to depress the wheel on my mouse, down or pan over, so that it's in the center of my screen, and I'm going to click on the 2-point rectangle again. This time I'm going to start my rectangle outside of the boundaries of my existing cube. I'm going to click and drag down and release so that I have this L shape here. Now, looking at my dimensions, it means that the height of this base here from the bottom is 0.88 inches. So I give that a dimension of 0.88, and that the distance from here to the back of the train is 1.75. I enter that. And I'm going to finish that sketch. And I'm going to click Extrude again. But this time when the window comes up, first thing I'm going to do is click on this profile. But I am going to come back over here to the center, and there's a window that says Join, Cut, and Intersect. I want to click Cut, because what I want to do is remove material from that. Click OK. Now we can see we've got this L shape. Alright. Now, looking at my parts again here, looking at this back side, I have a clear view that my shape needs to be a top curve with a radius of 2.35, but I've got to define where that center of that arc comes from. All right. Got to drag this over into my other window so I can see. Okay, so I'm going to put a new sketch on the back here. And I'm going to draw. Let me show you this. It says that it comes from this center mark here, from this hole, and that this hole is 0.25 inches in diameter, and that this T with an arrow says that that hole is 0.5 or a half an inch deep. I'm going to start by creating that. So I'm going to click on Circle, make that circle 0.25, come up to the tool ribbon, click on Dimension, make sure it's in the center. I'm going to click the center of that circle. The side, since it's 2 inches, I need that to be 1 inch. And then I'm going to click on the center of that circle. in the bottom, and I need that to be 3/8 or 0.375. Click enter. And the next thing I'm going to do is move this window over. I'm going to come up here to where it says arc. Click there and use a center point arc because we're defining our arc from the center of this circle. So I'm going to click on that center, come up here, and I'm going to type in 2.35. And then I'm going to click and move it over to the other side of the train body. I don't see my dimensions, so I'm going to check on that. 2.05, my dimension didn't stick. Good thing I checked. So I'm going to click on that, change that to 2.35, and it sets it to where we need it. The next thing I'm going to do, oh shoot, I got another window opening up. No wonder my computer's running so slow. Okay, now I can't extrude anything there because it's not a profile. I have to create a closed loop here. So I'm going to just click on the line tool, get the green dot on the end of that arc, click once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. All I'm really trying to do is create a closed loop, like that. Now I'm going to finish that sketch, come back to extrude, okay, it tells me I can't generate it, no valid closed regions. So I'm going to come back and edit that. I have sketch 3 over here on the left. I'm going to right click, come down to the sketch doctor. Edit sketch. Once I'm back in edit sketch mode, right click, sketch doctor, diagnose sketch. It's an open loop over here. I'm going to click next. Open loop found, closed loop. There's a gap between the endpoints. Would you like to close the gap? Yes, please. Okay, now let's try it. Extrude. Oh yeah. But I want to come back over here to the extrude and I want to click cut on that so that it removes all that extra material. So I now have this L shape laid out for my train body. But I lost my hole on the back in the unconsumed sketch. So what I want to do, start a new sketch, put it on the back, create a new circle, make that 0.25. No, that's wrong. That's 2.5. 0.25. There we go. Dimension the center. 3/8 of an inch from the bottom, which is 0.375. And 1 inch from the side so that we have it in the center. Finish this sketch. Now I want to extrude that circle. And I don't want to add material, I want to cut material. So I want to cut that, and our dimensions tell us that that's 0.5 inches deep. So let's change that to 0.5. And that finishes that. Now, the last thing that I need to do here is this window shape here in the back. That's a circle with two flat lines coming out from it. And it tells me that this circle has a radius of 0.5. And that the center is 0.25 inches from the back side and 1.75 from the bottom. So, I need to put a sketch on the side of the train. And then I need to create a circle someplace close to the edge, but not on the edge. It says it's got a radius of 0.5. Well, since this is a circle, we have to give it the dimension of a diameter. So diameter is twice the radius, so it's going to be 1. Alright, then we're going to come up to the tool ribbon, click on the dimension tool. It says that the center of this circle is 0.25 inches from the edge, and it is 1.75 from the bottom. So I set those two dimensions. Now I need to come up to the tool ribbon and click on the line. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to try and help here. So I'm going to come over and try and find the very bottom of that circle. I can see the prompts that are showing me when it's in the center, and I just need to make sure that it's on the line. And I'm going to drag this out. A horizontal line. Hit the escape. Click on the line again. Draw that out horizontally. And then connect these two. And I don't think that these are joined. They're not. It's not tangent. So I need to hit escape on the keyboard, and I need to delete this line. And delete this line. What I need to do is to create a new line. From the bottom of that circle out flat horizontally, and then come up and connect it. Use my trim tool. Cut the remaining pieces of that circle out. Finish this sketch, and I need to extrude that profile. But again, over here in the extrude window, I need to choose to cut that. And I can, for distance, instead of distance, I can go through all to make sure I'm cutting everything. Oh, that's right, it was 2 inches. So what I have there is my train body minus my tank. So I need to put a sketch on the front. Now, looking at the front of this, it's telling me that that's a radius of 0.75, and at the center, if I follow that center line all the way out here to the edge, says that it's 1.38 inches from the bottom. So it's going to be a diameter of 0.75. Or a diameter of 1.5, I'm sorry. So I'm going to come back, click on the circle, click someplace above the center, set my diameter to be 1.5, click on the dimension tool, click on the center of the center, and come down to the bottom, and that needs to be 1.38. And make sure it's in the center by clicking on the center of the circle and then clicking on the edge. And it is not. That should be a dimension of 1. Okay. Now, when I turn that into an isometric view, I can see what I'm doing here. I want to click Finish Sketch. Click Extrude. And now I want to keep this as a join, but I want to flip it so it's going the other way. Oh, and then I wanted to revert to a cut, but I want it to remain a join or an addition. And I'm not sure how long that is, so I'm just going to grab that arrow, click and hold way through till it hits the end there. 4 inches. Click OK. And that's where I'm going to stop for today, because that's quite a bit for you guys to do. So this is what you're going to be doing today and tomorrow. Okay? Excellent. If you've got any questions, please email me, and we'll figure out how to solve whatever questions it is that you're having. All right? Have a great day, guys.